Hey, Stoker.
Hello,
Hey,
ambient
Stoker.
music. How is it going?
It is okay. And then I might want to move. I might want to change the shape of this window. It. So that our faces and names don't necessarily cover it all up. Windows, why do you do this?
I like this chill music.
What do I have playing? That's mynoise.net, Night Blue, Smooth Jazz Blues. It's generated music. Using AI for everything in the future.
Mm.
Yes, hello, people in the chat. This is OpenAI, which is one of the text completion algorithm AIs that have been popular as of late. That like the previous version of this was used to build AI Dungeon, which I'm pretty sure people at least have heard of because it was super popular for a bit. So basically what I can do is put any text into this box right here, and it will use all of its algorithms to try and complete it. And it's been doing a pretty unusually good job at it.
Unusually good is definitely a great way to describe what's going on.
Yeah, it's good and it's unusual.
Yes. Wrong button. JustBoxer95, if you're looking for ideas, I say give it Jonas's fanfic. Where is that?
Oh no.
Putting Zootopia into the Discord search isn't finding it.
Oh, you want Jonas's Zootopia fanfic, is that it?
Yes.
Okay, I can find that.
Okay.
Matter of fact, let me make sure Jonas is in on this. Let me ask him. I said, hey Jonas, where's your Zootopia fanfic? Rick's doing an AI writing thing on the stream tonight, and we want to put that in and make it explode. Hello, my baby.
Something I was doing earlier today was putting in Homestar Runner transcripts.
That was a trip.
Alright, you ready?
Yes.
I got Jonas's fanfiction. I'm about to drop it like it's hot! Alright, there it is.
Okay, let's see. How long is this? 1200, that's good.
Let's go to the dank side.
Okay, so, continuing Jonas's fanfiction from where it was. Then you two can also share being fired together, Boombogo. Out of my sight and this town. Please, Chief, the zebra pleaded to reason. It's a small town. There aren't any other jobs for a fox to do. He'll die for sure. The foxes are known for their survival skills, the aardvark added. He'll be okay. A few more animals chimed in with their own support for Nick. Something was wrong in the room. The animals weren't acting how they should have been acting. They were acting like they actually cared for this sly fox! Double exclamation point. The sly fox who had just confessed to romancing one of their own in front of them all! Triple exclamation point. Something was really wrong with these animals. Even Judy could feel it. She shuddered and said, Nick, let's go. Go? Nick questioned blankly. Go where? Wherever you want, Judy assured him. We don't have to live in Zootopia anymore. But, I love you, Nick stammered. I love you so much. I can't leave Zootopia. What about our house and all your family and all my friends? We'll find something else, Judy said with such a firmness that it seemed impossible for her to even doubt it. Or we won't find anything at all, and we'll be together anyways. Yeah, that sounds about right. Nick took note of his very own heart beating in his chest.
Easy to convince.
It was a living thing, a powerful thing. Maybe he never noticed it before because he never felt it beat this strongly before. It was beating fast. Really fast. We'll be together, he whispered to himself, and followed his beloved Bunny as she headed out the door into the cool, crisp air of the new day, neither one realizing what they had just made history by becoming the first ever official couple of their kind, prey and predator.
This is shockingly close to what it would actually be. That is impressive.
Yeah, like, the previous version of this was pretty good at it, but this one's like been super upgraded. It can actually keep track of what's happening in the story.
Actually, like, incredible.
I want to save this for Jonas to read. And then we can do it again. They'll come up with something completely different this time.
A request. Is there any way to turn the chill ambient music off in this thing? Brony Vamp, I'm afraid of AI. Yeah, I mean, I can see why. Oh, can I read the second version?
Yeah. One second, I'm just checking. Since it is flagging it as unsafe content, but I don't see anything wrong with it.
Oh my gosh! Okay, you ready? The next day, the city was in an uproar. Everyone knew of Judy and Nick's love. Everyone knew that they were now pariahs. That's a good $5 word. And everyone wanted to see what would become of them. The city even set up a TV camera to watch their departure. The cop office was a whirlpool of activity, but all was quiet from Chief Bogo's desk. Then, with a gulp and a clear throat, he slammed a huge cardboard box onto his desk and began to write the words on it. To Chief Bogo. Wait, no! Judy screamed. She'd been observing this secretively from behind her masking cubicle. She ran up to him and started pleading for Nick's life. He must stay! He'll die without me! I need him! Stop! Bogo howled. You think you're the only one who loves him? Do you even know what he did to be terminated? Multiple forms of punctuation at the end there. No. What? Whimpered Judy. He stole from the evidence locker. Bogo said quietly, he stole your heart.
Oh, God. Oh, I almost couldn't hold it till the end.
It's so good.
Okay, so there's like these meters at the side to change how it picks the next words. So we have temperature, which controls the randomness. Top P controls diversity. Half means half of all likelihood weighted options are considered. So if you want more unlikely suggestions for the next word, you can turn that down, but that would just make it like weirder. Not necessarily as fun as matching as close as possible. Frequency penalty. Decreases the model's likelihood to repeat the same line verbatim, which is nice. Presence penalty increases the model's likelihood to talk about new topics. So it could just like change. If I crank this all the way up, it might just, you know, go in a completely different direction in terms of topics. Best of generates multiple completions server-side and displays only the best. I'm curious what this is about. Since it acts as a multiplier on the number of completions, this parameter can eat into your token's quota very quickly. I'm not sure that's necessarily something I want to use, but generate this again. This time it's generating 5, and then it's going to show us the best one. It thinks, anyway.
I'm very curious to see what its criteria for best is.
Frederick, I'm only allowed to have a tokens up to... what was it? I don't know. 2048, there it is. I do not know exactly what counts as a token, but it seems to be close to a little more than the number of words, or a little less than the number of words. Because it's like taking pieces of the text and using that to create meaning out of it. Okay, so we have the next one. Oh, it looks like Jonas wants to get on. Despite the fact that it's sweltering in Seattle right now.
Yeah, Jonas has just been boiled in his own juices. Boiled in his own juices? Jonas has been cooked.
It's Jonas. Jonas, you're muted. There you are.
Hi. All right, so for the record, it's 105 degrees, but Stoker told me what you're doing. So here I am.
All right.
This
Who are
is...
you with?
Here I is. Wow. Just what?
Would you like to read the newest sequel to your Zootopia fanfiction? It starts right where your first one left off.
Okay. Just like that, puzzled Judy, without a trial to determine his innocence? Innocent? Bogo rumbled like a scolding bear. He's wanted by 6 different continents. He knows every single one of them. His record is so bad it can't be made anymore.
You alright there, Jonas?
It's like he's the most evil fox in the world. He could be a Sith Lord, for all we know. But he isn't, cried Judy with tears now streaming down her rabbit face. It's all just a huge misunderstanding. If he gets to say his side of the story, you'll see how wrong you are. I don't want to hear it, said Bogo. That fox is no longer welcome here, and neither are you if you choose to stick with him. Judy knew there was no point arguing. Chief Bogo was the most nearsighted animal she knew, and it was clear he would never change his mind about Nick. She was then stunnedly aware that she'd have to leave Zootopia too. Nick's dazed face was still in the trash basket when Judy ran up to him. Come on, Nick, she said, we have to go. Go where? Slurred Nick, still in his hollowed out haze. His yellow eyes had sunken into their sockets and shimmered with uselessness. The badge had meant everything to him, and now it was gone. If only he didn't have such a crazy past, they could be together forever. Who would need love if not him? He wanted to die right there and then, but he couldn't do that while Judy was crying her eyes out beside him. It hurt too much to see her pain. Nick took a deep breath and forced himself back into action. He took off his shades and said, we'll start over again somewhere else. Then he put them back on and said, you know I can't resist her eyes. Judy nodded sadly at this wise choice of words. She took off her sunglasses too, revealing her big watering eyes for him to see. You've been my world, Nick, she said as a tear fell on his cheek, and I will never forget you. Then she got up and walked away without looking back again. Outside the police office, she turned and shouted back one last time at Chief Bogo, who was watching her walk away with the same hate he had for Nick. When he saw her shout something at him, what did she shout? He shook his head like a horsefly buzzed horse and went back into his office without a word or glance back himself. Judy then remembered that she had forgotten something important, her badge, and she left it behind. But she knew it was better for it to stay there than for her to take it with her forever in her heart. She couldn't bear even thinking about the badge or Nick again. So she turned around once more and walked away from Zootopia as fast as could be, without looking back until she was out of sight from anyone who might see her cry. Then she broke down into sobs of salty tears that made her whole body shake like an aspen tree in autumn. Why was this happening? Question marks.
That one got sad.
It did get sad. Jonas, why did you write something so sad?
It's just it's just who I am.
Let's do this again.
Hey, do you have the one where you wrote about Nick having fox explodeitis?
Well, that's just like one sentence.
Yeah, but I want to know, how many sentences does this thing need?
Oh my god. Here, hang on. Maniac.
This is all just gonna be Jonas's fanfics.
Wow, this is generating a lot.
I have no idea what's going on, and I love it. Says it need a user. Aspen tree in autumn? Multiple question marks.
This is going on like forever. No! Screamed Judy, but both she and Nick were instantly whisked away by Chief Boga's chiefing claw. As they were being dragged out of the station, Judy could hear the piteous cries of her fellow police officers. Some were even crying and pawing at their handkerchiefs. Would they know that she did it? Back at the Nick's apartment, Judy was in the bed with her face in a pillow, howling like a wolf. "It's all my fault," she cried. "I ruined everything." "It's not true," tried Nick to console her. "I was also just fired from my job." "I'm sorry," sobbed Judy. "I'm so sorry." "Why are you sorry?" asked Nick, totally pleading to know. "It was my dream job." "What do we do now?" said Judy between gulps of tears. "We'll figure something out," sniffled Nick. "Don't get down the dumps. Come here." He nudged Judy over to him and shimmied her close. Judy stopped sobbing and snuggled into his side, but suddenly her nose caught a scent that made her cuddle bolt upright. "Ah, you smell like a distillery," she accused him. Nick was up in 1 second, shouting back at her, "And you smell like a bar." He viewed over to the closet and whipped open the door, revealing his secret stash of stashing bottles that he always kept hidden from her. Every one of them had his name on it. They all looked empty to Judy's eye. "How long has this been going on?" she cried. Nick stopped short as well and stared at the bottles as if they were all new to him. "What are you talking about?" he said with uncertainty. Judy was in a huff for sure now. She stomped her way over to a liquor stash and picked up a bottle of rum, lightly tapping it in front of him so that he could see a tiny drop come out of it onto the floor. Then she put her nose to it and inhaled deeply through the mouth that was wide open like an oxygen mask, so that she could see every breath he could see every breath she sucked into her lungs from the bottle. Then she spat out every last drop into the sink. A few specks got into the towel holder, but she didn't care about that right now. She picked up another bottle and did the same thing over again. Then another and another and another and another. She was going to make sure every drop was gone from this apartment. The only thing left after she was done was some lonely swabs floating around the sink. But she had made sure they were done forever, or at least until tonight. She turned back to Nick, whose face had already gone from rage completely blankless, while watching her destroy his life's alcohol supply before his eyes. Her heart ached for him because he looked so sad that if he hadn't been a fox before, he surely was one now. But she didn't care about any of this anymore. She just wanted him out of this apartment now. It had been tainted by alcohol, and now only a fresh start would make it right again. "Fine," said Judy shakily. "I'll start packing your things." "No," clamored Nick ferociously. "We're leaving together." He too got down on his... And it stops right there. It maxed out. He got down on his knees to pack his things.
Push-ups.
That one felt like the author was working some stuff out. That was
Okay,
amazing.
What was the other one-line fanfic?
Here, I'll 1 sec. I'll send it to you. Let me make sure I've got the right URL. Here, actually, give me a second. It was a screen cap, so I have to transcribe it. Hold on, give me 1 second. Sorry, Judy. Nick casually mentioned, but I have fox explodiitis. What? Oh, Nick. How long do we? Well, boom. All right, here, Rick. I'm messaging you with the only 2 lines of this. I'm really curious to see just what in the hell this thing does with it.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a title so it has a bit more context.
Please.
The fox explodey.
I think the original title was Nick's Last Day at Work, but feel free to, This is amazing.
Nah, Nick responded. It's not that type of explosion. Judy dropped to the ground and covered her ears as a massive explosion rocked the hospital.
My God. Okay, this is just getting grim.
Oh boy, let me see. I haven't actually read yet. Let's see. Oh my gosh!
What?
It's like it turned into like Sin City
okay.
or something.
I'm gonna read this one, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna start with the original story in its entirety for context. Sorry, Judy, Nick casually mentioned, but I have fox explodiitis. What? Oh, Nick, how long do we... Nah, Nick responded. It's not that type of explosion. Judy dropped to the ground and covered her ears as a massive explosion rocked the hospital. The sound of sirens filled the air as emergency personnel arrived on the scene. I'm really sorry, Judy, Nick said, but I have to take my leave. Hope you get better soon. He turned around and started walking away, but stopped suddenly. He turned back around to his friend. Oh yeah, take care of my place while I'm gone. He turned and walked away again. Judy weakly waved at her departing friend as he left. She looked out the window as he walked away and saw a small, dark figure standing in the parking lot by Nick's car. The figure reached up to its face and pulled off its mask, revealing itself to be Nick! Judy's eyes widened in shock as he opened the door to his car and climbed in. A bright flash of light filled the parking lot for a moment before it faded, revealing that Nick was gone. Judy thought for a moment and realized what must have happened. Her mind drifted back over the past few months of her life with Nick, and she remembered the night he had told her about his secret life as an undercover cop. Oh, so he's a cop by day and an undercover cop by night. Got it. She remembered him telling her that if anything ever happened to him, she should go to his loft apartment, find his gun case in his closet, open it, and take his last name off the inside of the lid. She remembered him saying that if he ever went missing or never came home one night after work, she should do just that, and see what she found on the other side of Zootopia. And now she knew what she would find behind Zootopia's largest crime syndicate. Nothing! Of course, Nick would never be associated with those people. They were too busy trying to kill each other off anyway. But now that she knew where he was going, she could follow him there. All she needed was a way there faster than her car could take her. But how?
What? My brain. My poor brain.
This is absolutely fantastic.
This
A
is
plus
the story
plus.
of a girl.
No. A plus plus.
Yeah, let's save this one.
Would read again.
I'm trying to dig up any other anything else I could feed into this thing.
Alright, let's do this again, but this time let's call it Zootopia. Nick fucking dies.
Jesus.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god! All right.
What? What? This is some of the most ridiculous stuff I've ever read.
I'm picturing this in like a very dramatic anime style.
Okay, Zootopia. Nick fucking dies. Sorry, Judy, Nick casually mentioned, but I have fox explodeitis. What? Oh, Nick, how long do we... Fa-boom! Oh no, Nick cried. The fox explodeitis is spreading. We need to get you away from me before it can infect you. Do you have any ideas, Judy? Yes, I do, Judy replied. I've been thinking of a way to help you for a while now. Judy took out a large magical knife and stabbed Nick in the heart. He fell on the ground in pain as blood poured from the wound. Judy began to cry as she picked up his lifeless body and held it close to her. Why did you do that? Nick asked in confusion. His lifeless body. I'm sorry, Nick, Judy said, but I just can't live without you. Nick's eyes closed for good as he died. Judy placed his body on the ground, then ran towards it and gave him a passionate kiss. She then began sucking his blood out of the wound, and she made with her magical knife. Soon enough, Nick had completely disappeared. Judy looked up at the sky as she stood alone in the middle of a barren desert. She felt no different than before. There was no magic cure for fox explodeitis. With tears streaming down her face, she cried out one last time for her love. Goodbye, Nick.
Absolute edge of my seat stuff. I could not wait to find out how that turned out. There were so many twists and turns. I laughed. I cried. I thought about what I'm going to eat tomorrow. It was great.
Good. Here, Rick, I'm giving you one. Just a second.
Okay.
This is so magical, y'all.
This is magical.
Okay, so this one will be... It's magic, yo. Judy, Nick sighed. Since we're getting romantically involved, I need to explain something to you. It's not going to be easy. You see, I'm secretly a magical sailor Senshi who fights injustice by the moonlight. I don't believe you, Judy exclaimed. Nick shrugged. Here, I'll show you my magical transformation. It was very sparkly. I don't believe you, Judy repeated. Oh, come on, Judy, Nick said. You have to admit that turning into a magical girl is a bit more exciting than my usual shtick. I don't know, Judy said. It's kind of hard to top the time you changed your shtick. You were a real-life Disney princess for like an hour. The spirit of the thing, Carrots, Nick said. Anyway, I'm Sailor Vesta. I'm still not buying it, Judy said. Judy Hopps does not believe in magic or Sailor Senshi. Can you give me some kind of proof? A magic wand, a miraculous transformation, a tiara. Nick sighed again and thought about it for a moment. The answer was obvious. Only one thing could convince her that he was telling the truth. He pulled her close and kissed her. It was very sparkly and romantic. After several minutes, Nick broke away from the kiss and smiled at his partner, who looked a little flushed and dazed. Judy, he said in his most serious voice, it's true we've just started dating, but I think this gives us enough of a foundation to be open with each other about how we feel about each other. He drew back and cupped her face in his hands. I love you, Judy. I love you too, Judy said, her eyes shining with tears. She threw her arms around him again and held tight for a minute before pulling back and looking at him seriously. Nick, I believe you. Nick looked stunned for a moment before throwing his head back and laughing loudly. He kissed the bunny again before stepping back and assuming his Sailor Vesta pose, complete with magical heart background behind him. Let's finish this mission so you can get back to our date.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for this.
I don't even know where to begin. This is such a gift.
It's...
Defeated an SFW part from Penny's script. I mean,
oh, dear
a
Lord.
lot of the early parts of Penny's script are actually pretty SFW.
I'm gonna save that one. I'm very surprised that it gave him a magical heart background right at the end there.
So impressive.
I could see it weirdly well. Ronnie Ram says, how about a bit from Traitors, Thieves, and Liars? God.
Oh, Lord.
It's sort of easier to do it with fan fiction because the source text that this draws from almost certainly has plenty of fan fiction in it. So it knows what Zootopia is. immediately can tell that Judy in this case is Judy Hopps. See, it did put it right there.
Right. Yeah. This thing is kind of amazing. It's come a long way.
This is a completely is like a complete short story. It's incredibly silly, but it makes sense, which is not something you could have said for a lot of previous AI, especially on like one try.
Amazing.
This is technology is fascinating and terrifying.
I'm vaguely curious what some of these sliders do.
I explained some of that earlier.
Oh, okay. I'll just watch.
Okay, so no, I can explain it again.
Oh, okay.
Like, I have like up to. There's something that said that was like number of tokens that I can have. Requests can be up maximum number of tokens to generate. Requests can use up to 2,048 tokens shared between the prompt and the completion. One token is roughly 4 characters for normal English text. That's what it is. Okay. So it's slightly less than a average word, which is about 5 characters.
Nice. Okay.
So if I have like I've been like feeding it stuff like up to 1,500 words, but when it's at like that high, I can only output like a couple hundred more words. So like it does better with a shorter bit of it does better with a longer bit of text, but I can get more out of a shorter bit of text, which is a thing.
Nice. Okay.
All right, Rick, you mind if you do one with me? Do one for me?
What?
There it is in the Discord.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Miller, is this fan fiction or is this from?
So when Rick started doing the anthology stuff, I was self-conscious of the fact that I was not a writer and I was a game designer. I was like, oh, but I want to be with these people because they seem so cool. So I quickly came up with a fake work in progress, basically, of like, oh, this is my idea for the anthology. I'll definitely work on it later, and definitely don't do it. Definitely not doing it just as a veil. So it's an HC thing.
Are both of these characters Kraken?
Yes.
Mew. I'm really curious to see what it does with this. 'Cause I'm assuming there's not a lot of HC. I mean, relatively speaking, there's not a lot of HC fanfic.
There's not, but I saw Rick was doing some pit fighter stuff today, and it was handling it really well.
It does handle it really well, even if it doesn't actually know specifically where to draw from. This text seems to handle this AI generator seems to handle furry fiction pretty well. Like, it will understand that a character is a rabbit, despite the fact that they have human features to them.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so like I might want to like add a little bit more description to this so that the generator knows what it's handling here.
Okay. I guess, yeah, you can tell us sort of, you've been playing around with this thing. What sort of details does it need in order to make something coherent?
It's going to assume that a character is human if it isn't told otherwise, usually. So I just need to, like, give it a more robust description. So, like, a description of two Kraken sitting at a large table. What's that doing? Like, it doesn't even have to be that good of a description. And
Oh. Try feeding it Hemingway's baby shoes thing. We can finally get a sequel to it. No, I've got something. I just put like a description: two raccoons sat at giant tone table. Raccoon, enormous draconic beasts, though they had no wings. Their species, the cultural powerhouse of the galaxy. That just gives it something else to work with, so that it knows that these are giant monsters. Okay. Alright.
See, it has humans right there.
Okay. I've got a paragraph for you, Rick.
Oh, let's finish this one.
Of course.
Okay, so the original text. A what? Said the burly orange reptile. A xenocultural anthropologist, repeated the small silver-green raccoon. I study the cultures and ideas of extraterrestrial life forms. My specialty is the morals and justices present in mammal society. You work on dirty mammals all day? Interjected the big male. He had been bored out of his mind ever since the two sat down to dinner, and now he was seriously regretting agreeing to this blind date. Two raccoons sat at a giant stone table. Raccoon were enormous draconic beasts, though they had no wings. Their species was cultural powers of the galaxy. That's what I added in. They're not dirty, she hissed through a sneer. They're perfectly capable of keeping themselves clean and healthy. And I don't work on them. I'm not that kind of doctor. I talk to them about what their culture was like before Kraken interference. Blech. I can barely stand to yell at my cleaning crew when they forget something. I can imagine the pain of having to hold a whole conversation with one of them. Her eyes fell to the untouched food in front of her. Most of these conversations are better than this one, she said under her breath. She quickly glanced up, embarrassed at her own rudeness. He didn't notice. He had already buried his face in candied serang ribs. Jarkul had seemed like such a nice guy at first, a mild-mannered office clerk. He spoke fondly of his passion for photography using the whole light spectrum. She thought they might be able to connect on making art viewable by any species, no matter how they perceived light. But his quick disgust just reminded Sulko of every other man she had tried and failed to court. Hey, Sulko, you've barely eaten. Are you okay? Jarkul calmly asked. She had been staring at her food for the last 50 minutes. Yeah, I'm just not hungry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have agreed to go out with you. She was still upset about their conversation earlier, and now she wasn't moving her face. He noticed she looked exhausted. What's wrong, hun? You can trust me. We're friends now, right? She sighed. I know all your species are different, but I thought people would be more open-minded. But you guys are just as bad as everyone else. Can't you see how cruel it is to treat species like dirt just because they don't look like you? Before Jarkul could respond, Sulko got up from the table and walked out of the restaurant. She was walking home in the cold night when she heard a familiar voice behind her. Sulko, hold up! Jarkul called out to her. He quickly caught up and turned her around gently by her shoulders. I know I can be a jerk sometimes, and I know humans aren't perfect, but did you ever think that maybe you were looking at our culture all wrong? Maybe we actually do care about you guys. Some of us are even trying to improve your quality of life here on Mocath. He makes up words sometimes. Give us a chance. You might be surprised. She noticed that he was speaking to her without yelling or sneering as he had earlier in the date. His voice sounded honest and kind for once. He seemed so different now that he had been in the restaurant. She looked down at his hands and held onto his shoulders. His big hands were gently rubbing circles into her scales. It felt nice. Maybe it was worth staying open-minded for another chance. Her eyes drifted up to his eyes. They looked so close. She blushed deeply.
Oh my. That's actually pretty good. It definitely painted Jarkul in a more sympathetic and more interesting light than what I was going to give him. Does this mean humans are canon in HC? No. But I mean, I guess it depends. If you're going to make a canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, you have to make it canon. If you're going to make it canon, because it's not published.
Yeah, this isn't published. This is just a quick and dirty playing around.
Okay.
Let me do
scribble on a
Frederick's baby
napkin.
shoes thing first. Okay.
Wait, what did Stoker have? Oh, the Hemingway, right?
Okay, so for sale,
Okay.
baby shoes never worn.
Let's see what it does.
What?
Oh.
Where is this going?
Wow.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
This is rather dramatic.
It dives directly into like a journalistic expose.
Aw. It's so wholesome.
Oh my god.
Wayfaring music. Yes, you can put song lyrics in too. It doesn't always keep to the meter, but it tries sometimes.
Oh god.
Yes, Stoker.
Let me know when you're ready for me to put mine in, but who's gonna read this one?
For sale. Baby shoes. Never worn. For years that story haunted me. Why did she give those shoes away? Why didn't she just sell them? Why would she want to give away such a precious gift? I have no answer. But I do know there is no such thing as a priceless gift. There are just things we value more than money. The value of a purpose. Paul, your daughter's about to go to bed, and I'm in the middle of an interview with a famous author. My friend and editor was on the other end of the line. I'd called her to ask what I should do about my daughter Lauren, who wanted me to read her a bedtime story, even though it was after midnight. This was not necessarily unusual. What was unusual was that both my wife and I were out. Lauren had been dropped off at our house by her babysitter and wouldn't be able to get home until well after midnight. Our next door neighbor had agreed to stay up with her, but there was one catch. She didn't know how to read stories. So instead of reading Lauren a story, we ended up talking about how she felt about going to bed without her parents. She wasn't happy about it. In fact, she was quite upset. Which led me to ask the question, why did you want me to read you a story tonight anyway? She said it was because she needed a hug, but also because she knew it would make me feel good. In fact, when I asked her why she thought that it would make me feel good, her response was that it makes everyone feel good when they do something nice for someone else. Lauren is only 3 years old, but she has already grasped one of the most important principles in life. Doing something nice for someone else can make you feel good too. And this is true even if you have no expectation of being rewarded or recognized for your good deed.
Isn't that just
Feels-
wholesome?
That reads like real writing. Like some of these others we've gotten goofy nonsense out of, but that for the
seemed
most
like that.
part,
I've checked several of these paragraphs on like plagiarism checkers. No, they're entirely unique.
Okay, so here's my suggestion. Are you ready?
Yep.
Alright, let's see Stoker. Oh no!
I have to see what it does.
Oh no!
Okay, everybody.
See
So
what it
this
does.
is My Immortal. Hi, my name is Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway, and I have long ebony black hair, that's how I got my name, with purple streaks and red tips that reaches my mid-back, and icy blue eyes like limpid tears, and a lot of people tell me I look like Amy Lee. And if you don't know who she is, get the hell out of here. I'm not related to Gerard Way, but I wish I was because he's a major fucking hottie. I'm a vampire, but my teeth are straight and white. I have pale white skin. I'm also a witch, and I go to a magic school called Hogwarts in England, where I'm in the 7th year. I'm 17. I'm a goth, in case you couldn't tell, and I wear mostly black. I love Hot Topic. I buy all my clothes from there. For example, today I was wearing a black corset with matching lace around it, a black leather miniskirt, pink fishnets, and black combat boots. I was wearing black lipstick, white foundation, black eyeliner, and red eyeshadow. I was walking outside Hogwarts. It was snowing and raining, so there was no sun, which I was very happy about. A lot of preps stared at me. I put up my middle finger at them. Hey, Ebony, shouted a voice. I looked up. It was Draco Malfoy. What's up, Draco? I asked. Nothing, he said shyly. But then I heard my friends call me, and I had to go away. I promised Draco I would go to the Yule Ball with him as friends. At dinner time, I was going into the Great Hall when I heard my friends. Hey, Ev, said Draco. Hi, Draco, I said back. He handed me a note. It said, meet me in the room of requirement at 8 p.m. DMTM. What does it say? Asked Ron. And if you don't know who he is, get the hell out of here. Nothing, I said looking at Draco, and he smirked. I went to Gryffindor table and sat down next to Ron, and we started talking about Quidditch. Ron loves Quidditch almost as much as me, and we are both Seekers on our house team. Gryffindor for me, and Weaselby for him.
Wait, there's a 5th house?
Yeah, the House of Weaselby.
So, I'm going to the room of requirement, I said, getting up. Wanna come? I asked Draco, who nodded, and we went there together, but when we got there, it was empty, except for a box that had a dress in it, and a card that said, wear this dress, on it. So I took it out of the box, and read the note that was attached to it. It said, wear this dress to the Yule Ball tonight. My Immortal. P.S. If you look beautiful in black, DMTM. I smiled. He thought I looked beautiful in black, so I put on the dress, which fit perfectly, even though he didn't know my size. And if you don't know what size she is, get the hell out of here. It was a tight, strapless black satin mini dress with lace all over it, like my corset, and it came to about 5 inches above my knee, with black high heels that were lace up, also with a card attached to them that said, wear these shoes. So I did too. Then I put on some eyeliner, black lipstick, mascara, and some black nail polish and went back to dinner.
I like how it kept bringing up the author's note over and over again. I also like the
implication. Get the hell out of here.
I also like the implication that you're reading a Harry Potter fanfic and don't know who Ron Weasley is.
She sits down with Ron, and then she looks back, and it's Draco, and she gets up, and he's now forgotten that he invited her to the room. And he follows her in, and he's like, I don't know, there's nothing here.
This is a truly magical evening.
The fact that it, like, has the same sort of voice from the original one, and that it feels like it's the same writer all the way through, that's the most surprising thing to me.
Look at your man, now back to me. Now back to your man, now back to me. Your man is now Draco.
Here, Rick, I'm sending you some drivel.
Okay.
Enjoy. Actually, I'll put it in. I'll put it in the Discord so everybody can see it.
Another prompt that has been suggested is simply the words, let me tell you about Homestuck.
Okay, so...
Oh, God.
This,
what is this?
Jonas's Flash Fiction, Pit Fighters 2 Turbo Alpha.
Oh, God.
Paris the Bunny shouted at his fighting ring opponent. You! The kick of my foot to your face will teach you the lessons you never learned in life. You will feel it so firmly that it will kick not just your body, but also your soul out of your body into the afterlife. When you're in heaven, you'll realize you lost the bet. Which bet?
Oh.
The opponent, a burly, surly rhino with a beefy, handsome chest, tilted his head. All the bets! Paris did his action bunny kick and landed his squarely hit well to the rhino's jaw, but his cute paw was too fluffy and cuddly and soft to do any harm. Paris, you're silly. The rhino took a moment to pet the cute bunny soft paw. I would be happy to date you, but first I must resoundingly defeat you. Then he promptly twisted Paris into a painful pretzel shape and chucked him into the cooler. Call me!
So this is canon, right? That whole scene?
So far, could be. End of scene. Okay, this is...
This is like, okay, listen. They're just doing literally like the thing one of the things you're never supposed to do in improv. Like, I remember hearing, I think it was Danny on Game Grumps who talked about this. He had a friend who would make all his fellow improv people furious by just walking into whatever they were doing and going, "And scene!"
Oh god.
End of scene. Yeah, that's a good scene. The director turned to the screenwriter. What's next? We have to find a way to kill Paris in the first 5 minutes of the movie. We don't want the audience to get bored with him. Okay, then. The director turned back to the screenwriter. We need to kill him off early. Yeah, but how? He's a bunny. He's cute and cuddly and harmless. That's what makes him so cool. I like him too, one of the other writers spoke up. He makes me happy every time he does kickboxing moves on people. Okay then, another writer chimed in. Let's make Paris kill himself. How? The director looked confused. It's hard to kill a bunny. Just put an enemy in front of him that's so powerful and devastating they could defeat Paris even though he kicks everything's ass. The writer sat back and smiled. Then he kills himself. Oh, I have a guy just for that. A guy with a gun and really big muscles. The director turned back to the screenwriter. Make Paris fight this guy with guns. Guns are really cool, he exclaimed as he slapped his knee. Screenwriter was furiously writing furiously on his notepad. I have just a thing. When Paris fights this guy with guns, he'll accidentally shoot himself dead. Yeah, exclaimed excitedly as he slapped his own knee, just like the director had. Then he'll be lying on the ground dead, and everyone will be sad about it because they all love Paris because he's such a cool guy who always kicks ass. He finished as he smiled happily at his own brilliance, and he looked up at the director hopefully for approval. When he got none, he pouted and went back to writing furiously on his notepad while muttering under his breath. Killing Paris, have to kill Paris, have to kill Paris. That's great! The director slapped the screenwriter on the back. Let's make that happen. What? Let's make Paris shoot himself in the face with the gun and die. Okay, we can see where this is going. Let's try this again.
Oh my god!
The mysterious kitten.
Paris groaned. I need to train harder. I need to be stronger. Faster. The rhino smirked. I'll see you at the next match, Paris. You're gonna regret this, Paris yelled and kicked the air with his legs. He feared he may never be able to get up from this position. Chapter 2. The Mysterious Kitten. Pit Fighters 2 Turbo Alpha was a fighting game where the players were all anthropomorphic animals. It was sort of a simulation of One Piece's Monkey D. Luffy's Gum Gum Fruit abilities, but instead of stretching your body parts, you stretch your limbs into weapons, and that's how you fought your opponents. You could also shapeshift into other animals or magical creatures, but it didn't really matter because all the players were super strong. You could basically do whatever they wanted with their bodies. This meant that the first game, Pit Fighters 1 Turbo Alpha, was actually just a single-player game for the winner of the game, and the loser was automatically a loser without getting the chance to fight back in any way at all.
Sounds like a great game.
Second version, Pit Fighters 2 Turbo Alpha, let you fight back against your opponent, which was great for getting revenge against the losers who didn't get to fight back in the first game. Downside was that if you lost, you had to lose in a dramatic fashion, like getting your body shattered into little pieces by your opponent's super powerful attack, and you didn't get to fight back even if you did win. This made some players feel angry, so there needed to be a way to make it less unfair, so in this version of the game, they added a new feature called Arbitration, which let one character give another character an opportunity for revenge, which was like a super move, so that no one character would ever feel too crushed by another character who they wanted to defeat so much that they would never try again. This created a lot more drama and excitement, and thus people loved it so much it inspired many more versions of the same game.
Oh, God. Have you ever seen somebody tell you, hey, I've got $1 million idea for a video game? You'll never believe this. That is what this sounds like. It's just rambling bullshit.
Okay, let's start again from right here. Oh, how he wished he was a strong, burly bunny with a handsome chest. Let's see this new guy, said the rhino to his manager. This is him, said the manager, but he really isn't new. He's just a different version of Paris. He used to be a bunny, but now he's a bunny fighter. I don't care what he is, I'll fight him. The rhino walked into the ring and met the other Paris, who was dressed in a pink robe and had his hair tied in a ponytail. Hi, said the new Paris. I'm Paris.
Well, I'm glad that we established that.
I'm Brad, said the rhino. I do not appreciate that you're stealing my girl's name. He threw a punch at Paris' head, but Paris got out of the way and did a flying kick that connected with Brad's torso. It wasn't hard enough to hurt him, but it was enough to make him step back and reconsider his strategy. Paris said, "Oh, I love it when I find someone who can learn from me. It makes me feel so warm inside." Then he punched Brad in the face. His fist connected, but Brad shook it off like it was nothing. "Oh, this will be fun." He threw another punch at Brad and it connected with his face again. This time Brad stumbled backwards and fell on his butt in the ring. The crowd cheered at Paris's victory, but he ignored them and stepped forward to kick Brad with both feet in the chest. The impact caused Brad to fly across the room into a wall, but he got up quickly and shook off the hit like nothing had happened as well. His hair was now loose from his ponytail and flowed behind him like a cape as he jumped up high into the air and came down on Paris with both legs for a kick to his face that would send him flying through the ceiling. Paris saw this coming and dodged out of the way by ducking into a ball shape and rolling under Brad's feet.
Oh, so he's Sonic the Hedgehog now.
Brad came down and hit his face on the mat, making a loud thud that shook the whole room. He lay there for a moment, then got up. "Is that all you got?" Paris asked. "I have more," Brad said, then threw 2 punches at Paris's head. Paris
I really enjoy the way you delivered that. You made it sound so defensive. I have more!
Kicked Brad in the chest while he was distracted. He flew back across the ring again, but this time he didn't get up as quickly before. Instead, he lay there on his back for a bit, gasping for breath. Paris said, "Well, I guess that's it then." Then he got down on one knee and bowed to Brad, who stood up and bowed back. The crowd went wild with applause and cheers at the friendly gesture of sportsmanship between the two fighters, which was rare among fighters in this underground fighting ring. They were just about to shake hands when a woman walked into the room carrying a large gun. She fired six shots in their direction, which hit Brad in the chest and head. He fell backwards on the ground dead, while Paris stood there in shock looking at his former opponent. He then looked up to see who had shot him. It was none other than Paris's girlfriend, April, who now held her gun at him. "April," Paris said, "what are you doing?" "I'm declaring that I will fight you next," she said with a smile. "We will be married soon." She lowered her gun and kissed him on the lips, while April's manager looked on approvingly from behind her with his hands clasped together between his chins, giggling like a schoolgirl at the happy sight of a man being so controlled by love for another woman. The end, I guess.
What?
It's canon now, Rick. Sorry. I don't make the rules.
Gosh, it just... Deep End doesn't even begin to describe where it goes.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
I'm touched in the head. I'm really curious what, if anything, happens if you put in "Let me tell you about Homestuck."
Okay.
I just want to know what it knows.
I was gonna say, if it literally has the word Pesterlog in there somewhere, I'm out.
Okay, let me tell you about Homestuck. Homestuck is a webcomic that's been running since 2009. It's rather long, around 3,000 pages and growing, but it's also quite dense, so it takes up time to read through all of it. Homestuck is a story that doesn't just tell you what happens, but rather makes you feel what happens in real time. It's almost like an interactive movie, but on the scale of a novel. There are a lot of great things about the story, but I'm going to focus on one of its most excellent features, the atmosphere and themes it establishes. The atmosphere. Disclaimer, I am not a writer, all my opinions are based off personal experience. Yes, thank you for that, AI. The most important part of any story is the atmosphere. Atmosphere is constructed by the choice of words, symbols, images, and sounds used in the story. The story can have an amazing plot, but if the atmosphere isn't right, the entire thing will fall apart. Homestuck has a very unique atmosphere to it. It goes from silly comedy to heavy drama in an instant. It does this without ever feeling out of place. It's like a roller coaster. You're having fun until you're not, and then you're having fun again 2 seconds later. This kind of atmosphere is rarely pulled off properly in other stories because it always feels like something's off or something isn't being fully utilized. In Homestuck, everything fits together perfectly and never feels out of place. The tone shifts like a wave between calm and chaotic, but the chaos always serves to further the plot in some way. Even when things get really serious, there's usually still some humor involved to keep everything grounded in reality. This kind of style is achieved by using very specific vocabulary to build up suspense and tension while also maintaining a lighthearted mood throughout most scenes, the keyword being most. What sets this apart from something like The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones is that Homestuck has more levity than you'll ever find in those stories unless you're into dark human. Words have power. It is very boring.
Yeah. This is one I would double check to see if it's unique, because if it came up with this summary on its own, that's actually kind of impressive. Even if it is a little vague. Loving this high school essay. Oh god, this would be somebody, like a high school essay somebody would have written.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I know for a fact somebody wrote like a finals paper on My Little Pony when I was in high school. Like one of my other classmates wrote like a summary of the show and its cultural effect.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me too much. How many times did the word brony figure into it?
At least once. It might have been a page. I don't remember. I didn't read the whole thing.
Let's see. I need some more text.
Let's see. What would be a good one? Oh.
More word stuffs for the word vulture.
I've got one. I've got another one for you.
Okay.
Let me find it.
So basically, this is just translating where stuff that we give it into what it thinks is a proper story.
Yeah, it's okay. Here we go. This should break it pretty thoroughly.
Well, it's taking whatever you write at first and then trying to extrapolate and sort of have the story continue in whatever way it thinks fits best. Rick, do you know any of the details about the implementation?
About the implementation?
Yeah, is it a Markov chain or is it some other kind of thing?
Significantly more complex than a Markov chain. And then you click on documentation right here. Our API provides general purpose text in, text out interface. Key concepts. Prompt completion tokens. Prompt design. Prompt basics. Prompt troubleshooting. I don't know where the answer would be anywhere here.
I'll look for it a bit now that I found the docs.
Okay.
Here, Rick, if you need one, here's another little thing, another seed for you.
Yeah, Jonas just wrote a brief little fanfic prompt. I also have another one.
Okay, so the rumor come out, does Bruno Mars is gay? Bruno Mars is gay is the most discussed in the media in the few years ago. Even it has happened in 2012, but some of the public is still curious about what is exactly happening, and to be the reason there is a rumor comes out about his gay. At that time, he became the massive social networking rumor. The public, especially his fans, are shocked. He just came out with his bad rumor, which is spread massively. This time is not about his music career, but his bad rumor. The rumor is out of standardize of hoax. According to the last reported, this singer revealed himself as homosexual. Do you still believe or not? This rumor is really much talked about by people, even in a person of his fans. There are several reasons that make Bruno Mars' gay rumor come out. The first one is his sexuality. He seemed to be a gay. People just do not know what he has done and what his sexuality. Some of the public are really confused about this rumor come out.
On the edge of my seat here.
Hold on.
I need more.
All this was... The second reason is about his personal life. In the year 2012, it has been reported that he has been married. It seems he has a lover or a wife, but it does not matter if we do not know how old is his wife. In the interview, he answered that he is not married and is single. The third reason is about his random dating with some female celebrities. He is known as a good-looking man who has many fans in the world, especially in the United States. You always look for some lovely ladies, and sometimes they are so hot, and sometimes they are so sweet and lovely. Bruno Mars gay rumors, the truth about sexuality. Up to this day, Bruno Mars gay rumors still spread around in social networking sites such as Twitter and Facebook. However, until now, there is no any official statement from him about this rumor come out. Bruno Mars gay rumors are just a hoax, and we will believe what he said officially about this rumor come out. There's nothing to hide. We can just wait for the news from him officially about this rumor come out.
This rumor come out. Amen.
Just what?
This is absolutely magical.
Okay, I'm going to title this one and Undertale Tale featuring fans Undertale. At 7 p.m., Sans showed up at Toriel's door wearing a more fancier hoodie than his usual one and a t-shirt with a tux design on it. "This is it," said Sans, smiling extra wide. "Our first date." "I hope you don't have any skeleton problems," giggled Toriel. "If I were a skeleton, I'd be concerned." In the bushes, Asgore watched, green with jealousy. The king angrily whipped out his cell phone and began placing calls to other monsters. "Just you wait, Sans. This will be the most worst date you've ever gone on." A few hours later, Sans and Toriel went to a fancy restaurant called Mr. Skeleton's. The waiter was a skeleton named Skeleton Bob. "What'll you have?" asked Bob. "I would like the special."
Oh,
Hold on. A whole bunch of spaces for some reason. Need to wait for it to finish. "And I'd like the special also," said Toriel. "And while we're at it, bring us some extra onions." "Coming right up," said Bob. He brought out 2 specials and 2 orders of extra onions. Then he pulled out his guitar and began to sing a song about how great Mr. Bones' restaurant was. Then he left the table to get more onions so the two of them could enjoy their dinner in peace. "So," Sans began, "tell me more about you. What's your favorite color?" "My favorite color is white," said Toriel, smiling sweetly at Sans. "What's yours?" "I'm not too picky with colors," said Sans, eating one of the extra onions. "I've always liked black." He pulled out a black pin from his jacket pocket and drew an X on the back of his hand. "Because it's cool." Space. After dinner, they went dancing at a club called Sans' Skeleton Nightclub. There were lasers and everything. The DJ was DJ Skeleton, and the bouncer was Bouncer Skeleton. But they're not actually skeletons. They're regular people who have skeletons on their t-shirts because they're part of a skeleton band called the Skeletons.
This sounds very Toby Fox so far.
They're just there to hang out with their friends, Sans and Toriel. They disappointed Asgore very much because now he couldn't be mad at Sans for going on a date with Toriel. Sans spotted Asgore staring at him from across the club. He looked sad and angry and jealous.
Oh no! Asgore's being spiteful.
Asgore, I'm ashamed of you. I never knew you could stoop that low. I mean, yes, you murdered children, but...
I want to save that one. I like the last paragraph on that.
I think he only murdered them in self-defense.
You know what? I would like
follow.
to see that used as, like, a defense in the trial. It's like, okay, yes, I murdered that kid, but it was self-defense.
I mean...
Okay,
it's like a defense you could use.
What, Apollo? What? What do you want?
Apollo is like, put a story in there about me getting snacks.
Are you upset about something? Am I reading too loud?
He's
He
like,
can
I
sense
need
the AI.
snacks.
The AI has become a new pet. He must kill it.
Hi, GC.
Hey.
What are you nosing about? What? What? You're nosing me a lot. You are very upset about something. You're not getting something. What is it? What do you want? What do you want? I don't think he cares. He just wants a pet. Okay, let's see. Oop.
Everybody gets a pet.
You get a pet. And you get a pet. Jonas gets a pet.
Oh, I always wanted to be pet. I'll be right back. I need to get some water. One
Very
second.
well. I will.
Apollo's trying to peel me away from the computer.
Hmm.
He got between me and it.
Oh my.
Oh no.
See, Rick?
Such...
He's like the cat,
Such a
the cat that
stubborn
me and
pup.
Stoker have.
Mm-hmm. Okay, somebody else read this.
Alright, let me see which one is it. Oh,
Maybe
Steal
she'll
Copypasta. What the fuck did you just fucking say about me, you little bitch? I'll have you know I graduated top
Hold
of my
on.
class.
What's it doing?
Okay.
that went really weird directions.
I graduated top of my class in the Navy SEALs, and I've been involved in numerous secret raids in Al Qaeda, and I have over 300 confirmed kills. Wait, I need to get this in the right voice. I'm trained in guerrilla warfare, and I'm the top sniper of the entire U.S. Armed Forces. You're nothing to me, but I'm just another target. I will wipe you the fuck out with precision like switch have never been seen on this earth. Mark my fucking words. You think you could get away with saying this shit to me over the internet? Think you can, fucker? As we speak, I am contacting my secret network of spies across the USA, and your IP is being traced right now, so you better prepare for the storm, maggot. The storm that wipes out the pathetic little thing you call your life. You're fucking dead, kid. I could be anywhere, anytime, and I could kill you over in 700 ways, and that's just with my bare hands. Not only am I extensively trained in unarmed combat, but I have access to the entire arsenal of the United States Marine Corps, and I will use it to its full extent to wipe your miserable ass off the face of the continent, you little shit. If only you could have known what unholy retribution your little clever comment was about to bring down upon you. Maybe you would have held your fucking tongue, but you couldn't. You didn't, and now you're paying the price, you goddamn idiot. I will shit fury all over you, and you will drown in it. You're fucking dead, kiddo. Don't say I didn't warn you, because I fucking did. Mark my fucking words and mark them well, you stupid little fuckwad. Dune profile blog joined in November 2010, United States 1092, post number 2. I am trained in guerrilla warfare, and I'm the top sniper in the entire U.S. Armed Forces. That's Halo, that's for sure. WikiLeaks Twitter profile joined August 2010, Canada post 36. Lol, this made me laugh. Falafel Raider. Lol, 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 lol. Haha, nice job, OP. You're terrible. Hilarious, but terrible. Why would I play SCTO when I can play BW? Pied Piper says, quotes Doomed wrote saying, I am trained in guerrilla warfare and I'm the top sniper in the entire U.S. Armed Forces. Well, he got the sniper part right. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Dude Smack says, what the fuck is OP talking about? Is this a joke? You don't see me posting anything like this to anyone. It's just not cool. It's not something that should be taken lightly and just brushed off like it's not a big deal. Be a fucking man and apologize if you said something stupid. Fuck, I hate douchebags that think they could just call someone out on the internet and get away with it. If someone called me out like this, I would say, hey man, sorry if I offended you, or something like that, and then leave.
Guessing since that's copy-pasted onto forums so often.
Yeah, it's weird, like the forum post signing or whatever. That kind of picked up on that.
I think Brony's right. It seems like it's ripped from Reddit.
It just sounds like it's ripped from Reddit.
This is kind of fascinating.
Okay, what next?
They're quite baffled what to do, but let me think.
Edric wants me to put in my author blurb.
Oh, that actually could be pretty fun.
Rick Griffin is author based out of Madison, Alabama. He has a dog named Apollo and once rode him bareback up the slopes of Kilimanjaro in an attempt to lasso the sun. For 3 days and nights they climbed, eating nothing but snow and ice, but the sun evaded them, staying ever out of reach. Then Nick snatched an eagle out of the air and rode it to the moon. From there, his rope reached the sun, but he was unable to pull it back down to Earth, so he leaped off the moon's surface, riding the orbit counter to the Earth for 6 months until they met in the middle. Rick pulled the sun home and met Apollo at his front door. However, Apollo still refused to play fetch with anything larger than his head. Rick has written several books, including The Ultimate Haunted House Companion, The Ultimate Book of Silly Cattle Calls, Grinning in Your Face, and The Ultimate Book of Cat Calls. He's also written an epic novel about a family of superpowered moles who strive to take over the world, only to be stopped by a family of superpowered muffs who strive to stop them. It's called The Magnificent Muff Family, and it's available everywhere books are sold. Rick is currently working on a second epic novel, which is tentatively entitled The Many Deaths of Doc Holliday. As you can see, Rick Griffin is a well-respected author and a master of the written word. His works are all lovingly crafted and carefully edited for the enjoyment of his readers. Please take the time to read and enjoy them.
Okay, Rick, you've been holding out on me. You've never shown me The Ultimate Haunted House Companion. You know how I am, and you've never shared this with me.
I didn't even know.
I want to see how.
Like that you've written both the Ultimate Book of Cattle Calls and the Ultimate Book of Cat Calls.
I want to see house pets are grinning in your face.
I'm trying to.
Actually, no, I just want to see the Magnificent Muff Family. That's it. That's all I ever need.
I just want to see the Magnificent Muff myself.
All right, I posted the full text of
Oh no, it's
story you might be
Jabberwocky.
familiar with. Yes, it's Lewis Carroll's Jabberwocky. I kind of want to see what the AI will do with all the nonsense words.
Oh my god.
Okay, so first, the Jabberwocky. 'Twas Brillig and the Slithy Toes did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and mome raths outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jubjub bird, and shun the frumious Bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the max gnome foe he sought, so rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood awhile in thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes of flame came whirling through the tugly wood, and burbled as it came. One, two, one, two, and through the vorpal blade went snicker snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy, O frabjous day! Calloo, callay! He chortled in his joy. 'Twas Brillig and the Slithy Toes that gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the moan raths outgrabe.
Oh dear god.
It's not
can't
doing
even.
anything. So let me delete some of this.
What if you just frickin' broke it?
I have to assume that's possible.
Okay,
Wait,
it's just repeating. Yeah, it's just doing a prediction. So we need to change it a little bit. So to break it out of the prediction.
We have defeated the machine.
Every time I hear burbled as it came, I always think of the Muppets version, where the Jabberwock is literally going, burble, 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 burble.
It's like a Pokemon.
God. Crypt Keeper. Anyway,
Oh god.
Okay, Vorpal Blade went snicker snack. I want a snack, maybe a ho-ho. Oh, come on!
you know, it's probably so unique that it doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, it's going
perfectly.
Cave Johnson, we're done here.
Oh Lord.
You better hope that berry bush is poisonous, because if it's not, you're
How
eating
much would it
berries out
cost to
that
get
bush.
J.K. Simmons to read this? God, I don't know. He's probably got better things to do with his life.
Alright, everybody contribute money for J.K. Simmons to read everything that we've posted here
Hold on,
tonight.
let me just put that into Discord.
Send it to my
save it.
PayPal account.
He do it.
I have enough connections that if you wanted to get Rivali to read something, I could probably do that.
God.
This is the original first or second draft of Star Wars opening text crawl. Until the recent Great Rebellion, the Jedi Bindu were the most feared warriors in the universe. For 100,000 years, generations of Jedi perfected their art as the personal bodyguards of the Emperor. They were the chief architects of the invincible Imperial Space Force, which expanded the Empire across the galaxy, from the celestial equator to the farthest reaches of the Great Rift. Now these legendary warriors are all but extinct. One by one, they have been hunted down and destroyed as enemies of the new Empire by a ferocious and sinister rival warrior sect, the Knights of Sith. Not even the Jedi Knights themselves are truly certain of what happened during the grim Night of the Sith. Many years ago, the Imperial Court, treachery and deceit were rife among the royal counselors, who ruthlessly schemed to gain the throne. One ambitious advisor saw an opportunity to seize sole power over the Empire. Posing as a humble Sith Lord, he secretly recruited a horde of Darksiders and organized an uprising against the Emperor. With his treacherous slayers hiding behind his dark commando droids, he successfully assassinated the Emperor and took control of the Empire. His name was Darth Vader. Ever since that day, the Sith Lords have ruled the galaxy with an iron fist. Darth Vader reigned supreme, Lord of all he surveyed, master of the galaxy. But even he was not invincible. One by one, his rivals for power discovered his true identity and fell before his lightsaber. The last of the Sith Lords to be vanquished was Darth Sidious, whose own appearance turned against him and helped destroy his dark temple on Malachor. Darth Vader was the last to face the wrath of his master. He narrowly escaped with his life after battling Lord Sidious in a fierce lightsaber duel in which he suffered terrible injuries and lost all memory of his past life. He was taken to the Outer Rim territories and left for dead among the Bando Grabo. The Jedi Bindu took pity on him and rebuilt him as a cyborg, half man, half machine. A year later, Darth Vader emerged from isolation, but in spite of his new body, there was no trace of the man he once was. An intense burning hatred for the Jedi Knights and Sith Lords alike could replace any memory of love or compassion he once possessed. He would now only serve only one master, Darth Sidious, the...
Darth Sidious, the man he killed!
Let's keep going. The Emperor! Jedi Bindu have been all but destroyed, Darth Vader, and led his mighty Imperial troops in a relentless crusade to stamp out the last remaining Jedi Knights. The Imperials have devastated the Jedi temples and hunted down their followers. In the ruins of their temples, the Emperor's advisors scour the Jedi holocron for secrets of their ancient order. The holocron was a storehouse of knowledge accumulated over thousands of generations, a vast repository of Jedi knowledge and history. It held many secrets of the Force not even known to the Jedi themselves, secrets that could be invaluable to any of the students of the dark side. Now this ancient device is wired into Darth Vader's black cyborg body, forever linking him with the knowledge of the Jedi and all power. The Emperor has foreseen a new Knight of the Sith who will replace Darth Vader and continue to serve him after death. A supremely powerful agent who will spread fear across the galaxy, bringing all living things to their knees before Darth Sidious and the New Order. In the Outer Rim territories, Jedi Master Yoda hears whispers that a new apprentice has been chosen by Darth Sidious. He knows that he must find this apprentice before he brings chaos and destruction to the galaxy, but he does not yet know where to look. To find his lost brother, Darth Vader will face his own destiny and confront his true self.
Well, okay then.
That was definitely George Lucas's original vision.
Yeah. His original vision?
Yes, the original one. Before all those ideas got in the way. What, Apollo? What are you so upset about?
What?
If you could actually get Sean to read it, I could write like the start of a bad Rivali fanfic, and then Rick could feed it through this thing.
I'll see.
I'll do it. I will do it.
Squishy pop. Squishy pop. I don't need squishings.
The Cave Johnson quote about the berry bush was made up. Man, you wouldn't tell. You wouldn't be able to tell. It also, I don't think anywhere in that lemon thing it said the name Cave Johnson, so it immediately...
It recognized that it was a Cave Johnson quote from wherever it was pulling text.
Yeah.
So then it immediately went into Cave Johnson's voice.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Cave Johnson.
Bruno Van, please do Team Rocket's prepare for trouble speech.
Oh, it did, right, it did say his name. He said, I'm Cave Johnson. I'm the guy who will get engineers to burn your house down. Yeah, okay.
Somebody else read this.
Stoker, which one do you want?
Let's see. All right, I'll do this one. I'm gonna do it all in as close of a bad approximation of James's voice as I can, except for the Meowth part. Prepare for trouble, and make it double, to protect the world from devastation, to unite all peoples within our nation, to denounce the evils of truth and love, to extend our reach to the stars above. Jesse! James! Team Rocket blasts off at the speed of light. Surrender now or prepare to fight. Meowth, that's right!
Wow, that's it.
And our Meowth. Okay, Miller, you and I need to read this in like a Borg monotone. Hello.
Hello. We're the
Meowth. We're here to make you smile. And we're happy to be here today. We are the Meowth. We are the Meowth. We are the Meowth. And we're so glad you could be with us here today. We're the Meowth. We're the Meowth. We're the Meowth. We're so glad that you could be with us today.
Is that what you hear if you put your head under Mimikyu's cloak?
Yes, exactly.
We are the Pikachu. We are the Pikachu.
Still want to see, just boxing. Still want to see what happens when you give it this. Let me take that. The Old Spice. The man.
Oh my gosh.
The man your man can smell like.
Old Spice
that's
body
a good one.
wash.
Who's reading this one?
Okay,
Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your man. Now back to me. Sad like he isn't me. But if he stopped using lady scented body wash and switched to Old Spice, he could smell like he's me. Look down. Back up. Where are you? You're on a boat with the man your man can smell like. What's in your hand? Back at me. I have it. It's an oyster with 2 tickets to that thing you love. Look again. The tickets are now diamonds. Anything is possible when your man smells like Old Spice and not a lady. I'm on a horse. Hey ladies, your man's a dud. Give him some Old Spice and he could be like me. I'm a man who smells like Old Spice. A cowboy. Look down at your man. Back at me. Back at your man. Look down. Back up. Now he's wearing a white hat and look above. Give him some Old Spice and he'll be as cool as me in no time. I'm standing on a boat holding an oyster with 2 tickets in it, and also now I'm on a horse. Hi ladies, today is the day you've been waiting for. The day your man becomes more attractive than me. He can do it. All he needs is an Old Spice body wash. Today's the day. I'm on a horse and on a boat holding an oyster with 2 tickets in it and wearing a white hat, and also now I'm invisible. Where are you? You are under this lady's arm. She smells like Old Spice, which she should not smell like if she were you. Because then you would smell like her, which... Sorry. Which does not sound like, because it smells like Old Spice. Okay, hold on. I'm chuckling. I can't. But if she smelled like that lady over there instead of allspice, she would smell like you. Which is to say she would not smell like herself, but like someone else. He smells good, but not as good as me. Are you still there? Don't go away! Now I'm standing next to a lady who does not smell like Old Spice, but she smells like Old Spice, and also that lady has an invisible friend under her left armpit who smells even better than her, but still not as amazing as me. Can you still see me? No? Can you now? No? Can you now? 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 Yes! Advertisements.
Advertising, yes.
Ah, my stomach hurts. I don't know why they're just like, she doesn't smell like you, but you could smell like her, but that doesn't mean she would smell like herself. I don't know why that part just gets me.
Rick, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the Eye of Argon?
Yes. I was thinking about that.
Yeah, here, I'm gonna just paste like the first few paragraphs of it in the chat. I mean, I'm kind of curious to see what it does with these.
Hey, Game Cobra had one first. Let me do that real quick.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, this is from Resident Evil, if you don't recognize it. May 19th, 1998. Fever gone but itchy. Hungry and eat doggy food. Itchy, Scott came. Ugly face, so killed him. Tasty. 4. Itchy, tasty.
That's it.
May 22nd, 1998. Tastes good. Scott came with baseball bat. Me hide under bed. Bad Scott, he hit me with bad, then me bite him. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Batter tastes good. 5. Tasty. Bad Scott, he bad dog. He bad dog. Me kill him. Bad Scott, he bad dog. Me kill him.
Okay.
Me kill him. Me kill him. Me kill him. Bad Scott, he bad dog. Me kill him. Yummy, yummy, tasty, tasty, tasty. Yummy, yummy, tasty, tasty, tasty. Me so hungry, me so hungry, me so hungry, tasty, tasty, tasty. Bad Scott, he bad dog, yummy, yummy. Bad Scott, he bad dog, yummy, yummy. Me so hungry, me so hungry, me so hungry. Me kill him, me kill him, me kill him. Bad Scott, he bad dog, yummy, yummy, tasty, 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 tasty.
Folks, the zombie right to die.
Just in case you want to know what the rest of that diary said.
Yeah. Oh, man. That was good.
Oh man.
Oh, that was good.
Okay, the Eye of Argon.
My brain.
I did a reading of this at a convention once.
It's awesome. I've never actually seen a live reading.
The weather-beaten trail wound ahead into the dust-racked climes of the barren land which dominates large portions of the Norgolian Empire. Age-worn hoofprints smothered by the sifting sands of time shone dully against the dust-splattered crust of the earth. The tireless sun cast its parching rays of incandescence from overhead. Halfway through its daily revolution, small rodents scampered about, occupying themselves in the daily accomplishments of their dismal lives. Dust sprayed over 3 heaving mounts in blinding clouds while they bore the burdensome cargoes of their struggling overseers. "Prepare to embrace your creators in the Stygian haunts of hell, barbarian," gasped the first soldier. "Only after you have kissed the fleeting stead of death, wretch," returned Grigner. A sweeping blade of flashing steel riveted from the massive barbarian's hide, an enameled shield as his rippling right arm thrust forth, sending the steel-shod blade to the hilt into the shoulder's vital organs. The disemboweled mercenary crumpled from his saddle and sank to the clouded sward, sprinkling the parched dust with crimson droplets of escaping life fluid. The enthused barbarian swiveled about, his shock of fiery red hair tossing robustly in the humid air currents as he faced the attack of the defeated soldier's fellow in arms. "Damn you, barbarian!" shrieked the soldier as he observed his comrade in death. This is probably going to be better than what the actual thing turned out to be.
Yeah.
Grigner returned the grimmest curse with a broad grin of evil mirth. "Lay down your arms, and I will see fit to allow you to keep your miserable lives," yelled Grigner to the remaining soldier. "No man has ever bested me in battle. You'll not be the first. Prepare to join your friend in hell, dog," hissed the soldier as he spurred his mount forward, sword raised high above his head. The barbarian crouched low over the withers of his mount, scurried forward as a blade of his adversary cut a glittering arc through the air before him. Grigner's shield deflected the blow, and then his own blade was streaking downward toward the soldier's unprotected neck. The steel-shod tip of his weapon bit deeply into the flesh, sending a trickle of crimson life fluid down its glistening edge. The soldier, sensing death's icy breath upon his cheek, abandoned his attack and attempted to wheel about and escape. Grigner's blade followed him like a hound after a fleeing prey animal, biting deeply with each successive swipe. The barbarian's attack had carried him within a few yards of a tall clump of rock. The soldier took advantage of this fortuitous circumstance and dove behind its cover. A hail of arrows whistled over Grigner's head from the direction in which he had last seen his adversary. He reined about and set off in the direction from which he had come, searching for the other two soldiers who were charged with protecting their comrade. He had not gone far when a cloud of dust surged into view alongside the trail. Two mounted figures were approaching at breakneck speed from that direction, one of them waving an arm above his head as if signaling others to follow. This should prove interesting, Grigner thought, as he moved slowly backward into a shallow gully, using a clump of rock as cover while he awaited their arrival. The dust settled and the two horsemen came into view.
That actually wasn't bad.
One of which was a soldier who had been sent into the gully to scout. His fellow in arms was nowhere to be seen. "Did you find him?" questioned the soldier as he reined about to face his companion. "No, he must have perished in the desert," replied the other. "Then we must keep moving. The other two will be along shortly." The soldier gave a hurried nod and urged his mount onward. They had proceeded no more than a dozen paces when Grigner's form arose from behind the jutting rock. He had removed his helmet and his eyes glowed like coals of blue fire as he fixed upon his prey. The soldier sensed something amiss, and halted his mount with a muttered curse, twisting in his saddle to behold Grigner's grim visage as he stepped from behind the rock with blade drawn. "You miserable dog! You will die for this!" Grigner laughed at the soldier's threat and moved forward, shield raised high to ward off an anticipated blow. The soldier threw back his head and let forth a chilling cry as he spurred his mount forward, blade held high above his head for an overhand strike. The barbarian allowed him to come within inches before he lowered his shield to avoid being stabbed by the descending sword. Then he brought his own blade up in a mighty arc. The soldier's head toppled from its shoulders and rolled alongside the floundering horse. The disemboweled body slumped from its saddle and crashed heavily into the earth, sending up a cloud of dust which momentarily concealed Grigner from sight. The second soldier could hear frantic neighing from his dying steed as it thrashed among its own entrails in a death struggle. Then silence reigned once again. Grigner emerged from the settling dust and strode over to where he had left his horse tied to a small bush at one side of the trail. He grabbed hold of both reins and led the animal back into the something. I think that's too much.
The something.
Wow.
That is much better than Eye of Argon actually is.
Yeah. Wow.
If they just had this technology in the 1970s, everybody could have just submitted these as their fan fiction.
Yeah. Exactly.
Man, if they'd had this technology in the 1970s, then you would have just had entire sci-fi magazines full of these.
Oh god, X3 noses pounces on you.
Can you wait a little bit longer, Apollo?
No.
We have like 15 minutes left.
Alright, Bominator put 100 points into Can You Do the Lyrics from Animaniacs?
Everybody was asking about, oh well, what's this first? That's boring. Let's not do that one. Try again.
That's like a transcript.
It's like, it almost looks like a guild transcript, and then one person just goes off. Like in an MMO or something. It's like the guild chat.
Ben and Jake are in a bathtub with their hair dye at the end right there.
Alright.
Well, there's a full Copypasta for it.
And the full Copypasta. Okay.
Oh, that is super not safe for work.
Yeah, that's not safe for work. Not the entire thing.
Oh, I probably should not have suggested that, actually.
Like, the most I would think is just notices bulge, oh, whoa, what's this? But even that would probably descend into something not okay.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I didn't. Wow, I did not know about the rest of that. Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't know about the rest of the bulgy wolgy?
No, I thought it was just like that was it. I thought that was like it was meant to imitate. Wow. Okay.
Oh, it goes on for a bit.
Boy, it sure does. All right.
I've seen people do this before, and like, as long as you're not trying to get not safe for work stuff, I don't think Twitch cares.
Let me tell you. Well,
as long as you. Sorry, what I mean to say is, if the generator itself starts to introduce not safe for work stuff, as long as you get away from it in a reasonable amount of time, Twitch is not gonna pounce on you just because there was one bad word on your stream.
I got a story to tell you, but I won't tell them on stream. But I got a story to tell you.
That anybody will know if I'm talking about if you know the phrase. Why the phrase "like a champ" is a meme on Twitch.
Oh dear God!
I did not actually know what the lyrics to the 2020 version of Animaniacs was called.
They're very, very close to the original. Up to a point, at least.
Oh, bitch. I just broke my nail clippers.
You know...
Well, why'd you go and do that?
I don't know what I was doing. I was trying to use them to like cut plastic because I was just fiddling with stuff in my hands. I guess the plastic was stronger than the metal.
You know, I should be watching the new Animaniacs, but like,
This verse right here, meet peeking at the brain who want to rule the universe. A brand new cast who tested well in focus group research. Gender balanced, pronoun neutral, and ethnically diverse. The trolls will say we're so passe, but we did meta first.
Yeah, that's the new version.
You should see our new contracts where zany to the max. There's baloney in our slacks.
Many, totally insane.
Different.
It's just gonna repeat it.
Here,
It just does some more stuff from the.
Yeah.
It's too unique. It's
Yeah.
just, it's interesting.
It's not a diverse enough text right there. That's sort of the problem with
is
using.
a good one. The speech from the end of Blade Runner. Honorable King gives
Man.
tears in the rain.
Attack ships
Okay,
on fire.
I'm going to just take the first two examples there and see if it creates anything else.
Can I read this one, Rick? Is that it? Oh.
Hold on, let me try something here.
Yeah.
You increase the temperature to make it less likely that it will like try to match pre-existing text.
Controls randomness. Increase temperature.
Right, good.
No, we don't want it to actually do the thing. Don't do the thing. Don't do the thing.
Come on.
Don't do the thing. Increases the model's likelihood to talk about new topics. Okay.
No.
Let's take that to like 0.73. Come on.
Ow.
Come on.
Hold on. Cigarettes are like hamsters? Hold on.
Oh my
That
god.
might be too much. That might be too high.
It's reading attachments. Oh my god. What is even happening?
Why does it keep getting putting a space after that.
Looks like it's scraping bulletin boards or something.
It says at the bottom, your text ends in a trailing space. You need to remove the space after the period.
Edric's like, I didn't expect this one to break the AI.
It's not breaking the AI, it's just very hard for it to be, like, anything other than, yes, I know this quote. I'm gonna finish the quote.
Ah. I'm anxious.
Okay, there we go.
Oh my god. It's like a... Oh my god. Wow, it's just grabbing the Doctor Who wiki. I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoal of Orion. I watched sea beams glitter in the dark near the Tannhauser Gate, and I've seen an entire race wiped out by the Daleks. I've seen Gallifrey destroyed many times. Alright, we're in a titanic struggle between good and evil. That's why I'm here. In order to shut down a powerful space-based satellite weapon, which would have been used by the Cybermen to destroy Earth if they'd finished reassembling it, the Doctor seals up its interior with electrified mercury, thus killing all those inside it, knowing that one day his own people would be killed when they come to dismantle the weapon. He then begs his friend Ace not to contact him again for their own safety. Time to die. Anyway, etc., etc. God.
You don't say.
This thing is too much. I love it. This is basically the audio version of Deep Dream, you know?
It kind of is, isn't it?
Try this one.
Oh, I've got one.
I don't know if this will even make anything interesting, but...
Miller!
Salt snake being like hashtag.
What the hell?
Salt snake became an actual snake.
It happens to the best of us.
No, oh, hold on.
Let's try this again.
No! Oh no!
See, the problem here is the presence of the phrase "ass cheeks." I'm pretty sure.
I see no problem with that.
Oh no!
What is this from, GC?
This is from Dragon Ball Z. I'm gonna put in G there because that's who's quoting this. I want to see how the translator does this one.
Oh gosh, Rick, I think you need to reset some of the parameters.
Yeah,
They're
let's
going
do that.
way out.
Yeah.
Presence penalty back down. Frequency penalty back down.
Temperature needs to go way down.
0.7. It's about where I had it.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no, Frederick did the...
This isn't Dragon Ball at all.
No, it
Oh.
isn't. Why do you think it was gonna
Ow.
make Dragon Ball from that?
Because so many people quote Vegeta. I thought this was gonna do it. Oh.
No.
I was hoping something funnier.
Alright.
See, the line from Blade Runner is basically pasted into like 99% of bulletin board signatures, so that's everywhere in the source text.
Right.
Alright, I'm gonna come up with something much better, but that That was something.
I have a suggestion.
What?
I just posted it in the chat. Just a little bit of an excerpt.
Oh boy. So, this is the AI-generated version of the B-movie script.
B-movie, but it's an AI version.
Oh no.
According to all known laws of aviation, there's no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway, because bees don't care what humans think is impossible. Yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. Ooh, black and yellow. Let's shake it up a little. Barry, breakfast is ready. Humming. Is that actually in the script?
I don't know.
Hang on a second. Hello? Barry? Adam? I noticed some lines from the B-movie script in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured we wouldn't be the first ones to do this.
Unsaved content.
Oh.
Oh.
Are we getting the NSFW version of B-movie?
God, I hope not.
Can you believe this happening? I can't. I'll pick you up. Looking sharp. Use the stairs. Your father paid good money for those. I'm pretty sure this is from B-movie right here. Perfect report card, all B's. Yeah, that's from B-movie. I remember that one.
All bees. It's funny because bees.
Will be in row 118,000. Bye. Yeah, I remember that. Barry, I told you to stop flying in the house. Hitchhike around the hive. You're on the funeral, they're not going, everyone knows. Seeing someone, you die. And the funeral prior tomorrow should be an explosion. Sure won't be a boring one. Here he comes, about time. Ceremony, which will be televised live. Hey guys, sorry I'm late. He's not dead yet. Hear about Frankie? Yeah, you're going to the funeral? No, I'm not going. Everybody knows seeing someone. Seems like it's mostly repeating the B-movie script because I don't recognize this format from anything else other than a stripped-down version of the B-movie script.
Yeah, direct quotation's a little weird.
Yeah.
Seems to just kind of know where it's from usually.
Yeah, probably because so many people have put it in before. Let me rephrase that.
I'm trying to find like a random MST3K line, like one that wouldn't be so easily, like
Smoogied.
It's Smoogied, yes. Now one that like you wouldn't pick up so fast as like as part of a bigger quote or something. Like, let me just see. Here, Rick, try this. If you want. If you want. You don't have to, but I'm just curious to see what this does. The AI is cranky.
On TV. This entire thing works a lot better with original text, or at the very least, rare text that isn't going to pop up a bunch in its database.
Right.
Well, we've learned that much.
I think we've learned a lot of things tonight.
Yep.
I didn't learn anything.
It's midnight now, so.
I learned that.
Apollo is still bothering me.
All right, back to see what the pupper wants.
Yep.
Speaking of animals bothering you, hello, my baby. Meow, meow, meow.
Next time, we'll quote Hartman from Full Metal Jacket. Yeah.
Meow,
I've got a whole list of like things to write horrible fan fiction for now. Thank you. So, you know.
Oh no.
Hey, Jonas, you should write horrible naked penny fan fiction.
Oh, God.
Have we quoted the comic that Jonas drew?
And then she got double cursed so that she would wear clothes all the time.
She was cursed with extra nudity. She was just a skeleton. Anyway.
That's what we call the bare bones approach. Anyway.
All right. Well, Rick, thank you very much for this enlightening evening.
This has been an experience for sure.
It has definitely been an experience. I don't know what I walked into, but it was definitely an experience.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone who joined us.
Yes.
You are the real inspiration. You're the wind, something wings. I don't know.
Yes.
Let's put it
It's
into
all
the
your
eye.
fault, everybody out
You're the wind beneath my wings. Bai Xiao Ji Deyu Hang Gan Ling Day. What are the benefits of being a rabbit? I don't know what it's doing right here. Anyway, good night, everybody.
Good night.
It's like a weird Facebook feed. Good night.
Good night.